Scene script. Have you ever considered the immense power that silence can hold in your journey to success? Welcome to a world where silence is not empty, but rather full of answers. A world where quiet perseverance is a mark of strength, not weakness. A world where silence is not absence, but presence. This is the world of silent success, and it's a world that's open to everyone, from the humblest of beginners to the most prominent of leaders. In this world, working hard in silence is a mantra, a guiding philosophy. It's about keeping your head down, focusing on the task at hand, and pouring all your energy into your work without the need for fanfare or recognition. It's about minimizing distractions, maintaining focus, and nurturing creativity. It's about the quiet satisfaction that comes from knowing you're doing your best, even when no one is watching. Consider the story of a successful entrepreneur who built his business empire quietly, without drawing unnecessary attention. He spent countless hours behind the scenes, with a laser-like focus on his vision. He didn't waste time boasting about his plans or seeking validation. Instead, he let his actions do the talking. He worked hard in silence and let his success make the noise. His story is not unique. History is filled with examples of individuals who achieved great things through silent perseverance. These are the silent successes, the quiet achievers. They understand that true success is not about making noise, but about making a difference. It's not about being seen, but about seeing results. So the next time you find yourself seeking validation or recognition, remember the power of silence. Remember the entrepreneur who built an empire in silence. Remember that true success is not about the noise you make, but the impact you leave. In the grand theater of life, let your success be the noise, not your words. How does one cultivate an immortal mentality, a mindset that transcends the ordinary? It's a question that has intrigued philosophers and motivators alike, but the answer is surprisingly simple. It's all about cultivating an unwavering mindset, a resolve that refuses to bow down to adversities. Let's delve into a real-life story that perfectly encapsulates this concept. There was a man, let's call him John. John was never the most talented individual in the room, nor was he blessed with extraordinary resources, but what set him apart was his indomitable spirit, his refusal to succumb to failure. John wanted to start his own business, and he did, not once, not twice, but 3 times. Each time he was met with failure, but did he let these failures deter him? No. He chose to work in silence, learning from his mistakes, improving with each setback. He didn't broadcast his struggles or his progress. He simply focused on doing better, on becoming better. And then came the day when his 4th venture, after years of relentless effort, finally took off. His success wasn't loud, it wasn't overnight, but it was a testament to his resilience, his determination, and above all, his immortal mentality. His story serves as a beacon of inspiration to all those who dare to dream, who dare to persist. So what can we learn from John's story? It's that success isn't about avoiding failure. It's about refusing to let failure define you. It's about persevering. Even when the odds are stacked against you, it's about cultivating an immortal mentality. With an immortal mentality, you don't just endure hardships, you thrive amidst them. You learn to view every setback as a setup for a comeback. Every failure becomes a stepping stone to success. You embrace the journey, knowing that the road to success is often paved with failures. With an immortal mentality, you become unstoppable, not because failure doesn't deter you, but because you refuse to let it define you. This mindset, this immortal mentality, is the secret ingredient to achieving extraordinary success. It's the silent power that propels you above and beyond the realm of the ordinary. What does it mean to be above average, and why should you strive for it? Let's dive in. Being above average is not about outperforming the person next to you in a foot race or scoring the highest in an examination. It's about breaking your own records, shattering your own glass ceilings, and surpassing your own expectations. It's about the relentless pursuit of excellence, the unyielding desire to improve, and the unquenchable thirst to be the best version of yourself. In today's competitive world, being average is no longer enough. The bar has been raised and it continues to rise every day. You see, the world is filled with average. It's the default setting, but to make a real impact, to leave a mark, to be remembered, you need to be more than just average. You need to be above average. Let's consider the story of John. John was an average guy with an average life, but John was not satisfied with being average. He had dreams, ambitions, goals. He wanted to do something extraordinary. So he started working in silence, pushing his limits every day. He didn't make a show of his efforts. He didn't seek validation or applause. He just kept striving, kept improving, kept pushing. And one day, John achieved something extraordinary. He did something that no one thought he could, not even himself. He broke his own record, shattered his own glass ceiling, surpassed his own expectations. John was no longer average, he was above average. John's story is not unique. It's the story of every individual who has ever pushed their limits, worked silently, and achieved extraordinary results. It's the story of every person who has ever decided to be more than just average. So, why should you strive to be above average? Because it's only when you push yourself beyond your perceived limits, only when you strive to be better than you ever thought you could be, that you truly realize your potential. Being above average isn't about being better than others. It's about being better than you ever thought you could be. So, what does all of this teach us about the fruit of silent labor? Well, when we toil quietly, we reap the rewards of a focused mind. We're not distracted by the clamor of the world around us, allowing us to channel our energy into every task at hand. This is where creativity blossoms in the tranquil corners of our mind, untouched by external chaos. Silent labor also fosters resilience. When we're not seeking validation or applause, we find a strength within ourselves that's unshakable. We learn to weather the storms because our self-worth isn't tied to the applause that comes and goes, but to the work we put in. Lastly, silent labor allows us to stand out in a noisy world. When everyone else is clamoring for attention, the quiet ones are remembered for their actions, not their words. A silent worker lets their success make the noise. In the end, it's not about the noise you make while you're working, it's about the impact you leave when your work is done. Is